What's up, everybody? I'm Duke James. This is Zanzibar. Alright, I went ahead and redid this entire thing. I'm actually going to move 2,000 pups. I don't have amenities in this province, so I don't want to I don't want to move too many people to this province until I get amenities built. So moving 2,000 residents would cost 90 ducats and 32 mill power. Actually, not bad, so I'm going to go ahead and just do that. So this province now has 3,000 residents in it. Its industrial industry is going to get wrecked for a long time to come, but that's alright. This province is still wrecked. Negative 37 ducats. That's alright. Should make the harbor a little bit faster, because it demands 5 resident labor. And then also move pops into this province as well. Move a couple thousand. So I'll probably build, once this pathing is done. Yeah, so pathing went from 2 to 11, so that was definitely messed up. So pathing should be built here. I'll build amenities, move 3,000 people into that province, build a harbor. I think this province actually built irrigation, so that actually finished, interestingly. And then this province has no residents as well, so I'll also move residents into this province. And build a harbor there as well. Just there's going to be a lot of residents moving into Madagascar, because Madagascar has very little I don't think there might not even be a single resident living in Madagascar. They probably have 2 million, probably like a million and a half peasants, but no residents at all whatsoever. Yeah, there's literally none that I can see. So there's gonna be a lot of people moving over there. Hey, autonomy dropped to 96%. I gotta get that down to 75%. So that's what was it? 122 of the way there. Slow process. Looks like there's some investment. Mahajanga. Oh, interesting. Okay. Yeah, so I think what happened is because none of these provinces that I conquered were actually in the investment manager, so there was a little bit of investment into forestry and academic investment into that province. Some academic investment there, industrial investment, Quelimane. Mafia Pemba. A lot of investment in this province. Oh, this province has immigration of 1,300 people. Yeah, definitely want to keep people here because that has a lot of resource size. So I'll go ahead and just throw 20 ducats. I'll throw 20 ducats in the farmlands and 9 ducats into the forestry in this province. Mombasa, Kalifi, some academic investment, extraction investment in Senna. Oh yeah, this province has mines, ivory mines, so definitely want to invest in that once its religion is converted. All right. Not a terrible amount of investment, but it is in provinces outside of that area up there, so that's good. All right, I have no claims over here in Madagascar actually, so let's go ahead and get some claims going. I'll give these provinces to vassals, because I definitely don't want that territory, especially inland territory. until I can build up these two provinces. And then I'll probably make... I have 3 slots. My ruler's paranoid, so that gets rid of 1. But I'm going to get rid of universal nobility, so I'll have 3. So I'll probably make 2 vassals over here. And this was found out, so I can just get rid of that. Legitimacy is balanced around 50, so you increase your legitimacy above 50, it actually reduces autonomy. So our legitimacy is now flipped to negative 0.005, so I'm going to try to get that as high as possible. With claim strength, this guy's claim strength should give me decent... It should increase my legitimacy if my ruler dies. So that'll help out a little bit with autonomy. Wish the metropolitans had control of the country from the start of the year. That'd be nice. Stability is 0, so we'll get that up to 1 or 2. That'll help out. That'll get rid of some of these rebel factions. And then just waiting for the pathing and the separatism to decrease in these provinces. Chiefs take control. Let's do these supports again. Stability is dropping. I got a couple of things that should go away and help increase stability. Expanded authority, that'll go away. I'm probably not going to do that. So that'll get rid of that plus 20%. I think there's a couple reform-related stuff. Recent reforms. Yeah, societal instability. That'll go away next year. That's plus 50% stability increase interval. So probably not going to do reforms, because I can't really do any reforms anyway. I can't do the reforms that I want to do. Yeah, so my stability should get to 2 and stay around there. Could build light ships. Or I could get the tech to build light ships. I'm just wondering. Yeah, I'll just grab that, because commercialization apparently is nowhere on the horizon, even though I should be getting it. So it'd be space maintenance 0.17, which is actually only 0.01 or 0.03 more than COGS for some reason. I'll build a couple of them, just at the very least, they'll help out if I fight another country with the Navy. If they don't do much for... Or at the very least, then I'll just keep them half price, or half maintenance. Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think... They're not going to make more than 0.53 ducats plus their cost, which is 0.34, so they're not going to make more than 0.8 ducats. So it's basically just for, like, military purposes. I'm gonna take this next mil tech for better troops. Metropolitans have taken over. Actually, they've taken over in May instead of March. It's getting a little... I'm going to do formation infantry. They have more defensive pips in case, for some reason, I fight Azuran. I want the defensive pips. These are about the same, so... That's coring, so that'll be a little bit of autonomy reduction as well. 0.002 worth. The nobles, interestingly, gained no power. It's been like, what, 5 years? They've gained literally no power from the 2 things that I gave them. That's interesting. I'm going to go ahead and give the tribes reduced tributes. I'm going to avoid permitting the old ways. Because I don't want them... I don't want to lose both centralization. I don't want to give the chiefs influence, so... I'm not planning on doing this enforce our... or expand our authority for a little bit, so I'm going to just give them that. Since giving the nobility this stuff apparently doesn't increase their power, I'm going to just give them a strategic marriage, get them to 59%. And a whole bunch of stability affecting stuff expired, so we should get stability now. Got these late ships. My manpower's increased a little bit. It was 9,500, it's now 1,100, so that's good. And the Metropolitans took over in February, so without that chiefs thing, Metropolitans should have good control of the country. Then the roads are being built. I imagine I have massive deficits. Alright, I haven't conquered any territory, but peasant natural change is now 14,000, so it was 8,000, right? So that's gone up 6,000 without even taking any territory, so that's nice. Looks like 3,000 people outward movement, 1,400 inward movement. Yeah, there's 900 people moving into these cities. There's now 1,500, so natural change of 400. So we're getting 1,800 residents per year now, and we've crossed 100,000, 104,000, 20,000 nobles, 4,000 burghers, and 7,500 clergy. Massive food deficit. Now we have a salt deficit, so we're producing less salt, interestingly. Fiber's decent. Fuel, raw materials deficits. Exotic good deficit. We demand a lot of exotic goods. Luxury and delicacy deficits. Consumer deficit. Military surplus. Naval deficit now. Okay, industrial deficit. Knowledge deficit. So, a lot of deficits still. And this province isn't that bad in terms of industrial property. It's got houseware, processed materials, and armaments. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can open up luxury cloth in any provinces. Nope. Okay. That's unfortunate. So we'll just have those deficits for a little bit longer. Definitely like moving population. So if you get this 1 to 4, which is probably worthwhile to eventually do this because it gives 1.5 yearly peasant freedom, 15 minimum peasant freedom, 10% rural production, and +2 base welfare. The trade-off for that is you cannot move population, so I definitely want to move a lot of population around to get some of these cities started. And that's also useful to build harbors. Because in my Brazil campaign, it took a long time to build harbors in provinces that had no cities there. So I want to move people into Madagascar, so I'm going to hold off on that reform. There's our last uncored province. This province still has insignificant population resettlement. I mean, moving people out of this province definitely hurts this province, but this is the one with the most people, and it's also not my capital, so moving people out of there isn't really that bad for me. Definitely seems like you want to move less than 5,000 at a time, though, in terms of residents. Probably 3,000 is a good amount, 2 to 3,000. Otherwise, you'll overinvest in the industries, in the province's industry, and that's pretty bad. Alright, I'm going to grab a vassal in Zanzibar. I'm going to attack Manabe. I'll conquer them and then release them. That's the idea, at least. Do light looting. Imagine I have like hardly any aggressive expansion over here because I haven't taken territory in a while. Actually, decent aggressive expansion with these guys. -27. I think I can only grab this province anyway. So it's not that much of a problem. I think I have a 2 siege general. Yes, I do. Alright, I'll put that guy. I'll put that guy in charge. Go a little bit faster. I deleted the 3 merc unit and I built a 1 merc unit. It's a little bit cheaper. I also I jumped into Castile just to make sure that commercialization was spreading in the world and wasn't bugged. It is, so I'm not sure why I'm not getting it, but the fact that the Mamluks aren't getting it either makes that fine. I'm not worried. Although, I mean, I feel like once it starts spreading in Zanzibar, it's going to spread fast, so I'd like it to happen. Especially since I get access to coal at that point. And this province has coal. So coal would be fuel. That would help my fuel deficit immensely. But my stability's 2 now, so that gives all of these benefits. So I'm going to keep my stability as high as possible. 0.4 yearly legitimacy, that's nice. So a 0.1 yearly centralization, national unrest reduction, commerce production inefficiency, tolerance of heretics, heathens, foreign spy detection, global trade power. All pretty good stuff. The best things, obviously, legitimacy and yearly centralization. The unrest reduction is pretty good too. It's at least better than the... Oh no. It's better than the alternative. Alright, I'll grab this guy. It's not very good, but he is a burger, so... We had 2 stability for a tiny little bit of time. It was glorious. I'm also building a fort up here, and then I'm going to build a garrison here to protect that province, and that fort will protect that province, and it should help. I don't think it's going to really do much for movement since it's up in that corner, but it's probably nice to have a fort somewhere on Madagascar. Alright, so now this is just a waiting game, pretty much. They have no boats, so drop fleet maintenance. Let's see, aristocracy's cav combat ability, yearly army tradition decay, base hierarchy, chance of new heir, manpower recovery speed, cav cost leaders upkeep, diplo rep, diplomatic relations, yearly legitimacy, aristocratic influence, advisor cost, leader cost, prestige decay. So I'm gonna dump that and grab admin. Yeah, that monthly autonomy change. I need that monthly autonomy change. So I will grab... Also, the yearly inflation reduction is nice. My inflation's only 3%, but... that'll help out. Harsh treatment cost is kind of absolutely worthless. Stability increase interval is nice. It's a hefty corruption reduction as well, 0.25. I'll grab the first 4 of those. I'm going to top off relations with Azuran. Because I don't want them joining Malindi. They shouldn't join Malindi. If I'm allied to them, they won't join Malindi. They won't join the attacker. I've rivaled Mutapa, Lundu, and Manyika. So I definitely want to do humiliate war against one of those guys when the truces end. These guys allied Luba. Who's Luba? Is that a Central African power? Yeah, I don't see those, so I think they would be the easiest target. Lundu has 12,000 men, so they have more men than me. Miltech 12. I have the better tech, but that's a lot more men. Yeah, my manpower went up, so it's now 12,600. So that's good. I will avert a 1,000 manpower crisis. We still get most of our manpower from the clans, but we spend 2.275 from the nobles. We also get higher noble dues as well, a little bit charter fees and rent dues, 17 to tribute. So most of our dip is going towards clans as well. Looks like the metropolitans have kept control of the country, so that's nice as well. My corruption is 35, which isn't terrible, but there is this nobility privilege that adds 0.5 state corruption, so getting rid of that would be nice. It also adds 0.2 yearly. I have a problem saying yearly today. Yearly legitimacy. So that would get rid of that entirely. If I can keep my stability above 1, then that kind of counteracts that. And that corruption reduction would be nice. Because this current level of corruption decreases yearly centralization by 0.05. Increases all power costs by 17%. That also decreases yearly legitimacy, so I could probably drop that a couple points, couple basis points. I think what I'll do is I'll actually do special commissions to loyalists and overlook tenant abuse. That's going to cost 40 noble loyalty. So that'll drop them down to 31%. So I suppose I could get them back up to 41%. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll do this concessions to Ancient Liberties to get them to 41%. That should drop my corruption by a decent clip. My state reach is practically gone. It's decreasing by 0.09 per year, and I haven't done the tribal power reduction recently, so I can't do any of those reforms anyway. Once I get this down to like 80%, then I'll start getting state reach. Yeah. This province has 0.169 autonomy gain. Separatism is half of that, so it's still going to be at 100%. Granted, none of those harbors were built yet, so most of the pathing and harbors are still under construction. Built a harbor during 3 in Mombasa. It's decreasing autonomy in that province by a little bit. I'll build Pathing Rank 2. 400 ducats to build Pathing Rank 2 in this province. Maybe not. That's very expensive pathing. And this province is decreasing by 0.117. And this province is sub 100 as well, so I am decreasing autonomy. Unfortunately, putting investment into provinces is going to increase rural and urban development out here, and these provinces are... It's going to increase their development, which is going to make autonomy... the autonomy in those provinces worse. relative to the rest of my country. Alright, I topped off Azurin. Their relations. Alright, these guys are at 100%, so I can piece them out. They give me ducats and their territory. Then I'm going to release them immediately. Oh. They would get this province. Yeah, I don't want to give this province over. I want this province in my country. That's unfortunate. I also don't want this province by itself. So... Whoops. I couldn't get them to revoke it. Didn't show up. That's unfortunate. Might sell it to somebody. Might test it. If I sell a province and it makes the tribes mad, then I'm not gonna do that. Otherwise, I'll just sell this province because I don't want it and I don't want to lose this province. So I could just sell it to like these guys. But I'm gonna end this part here and pick it up in the next part. So thank you for watching. Goodbye.